So here we're going to look at how we can find the equation for a regression line using the calculator, and hey look, it's our friend the GDP data again. Like I said, we're working with this for quite a bit here. Now, what we can do to get the regression line, if we don't want to go through this process of finding that slope m, well, to get this, we can go in first, make sure our data is entered. Like I said, I'm keeping it in here to save ourselves that hassle, or myself that hassle, technically. Call me lazy for that, but that's okay. And then we're going to go into our computations, and there are a couple ways we can go about this. We can either use option 4, linreg ax plus b, in which case you'd get something a lot like our y hat type of equation here, where you go there, x list is list 1, y list is list 2, don't bother with frequencies, and you want to store the regression equation. If you want to do that, you hit vars, go into yvars, pick function, and then pick one of these guys. Doesn't matter which one you pick. I'll take y1 because why not? It's right there. And then you calculate, and what you'll get here is the function in form ax plus b. A is that value 199.5. B is that 56. And like before, we get that value r, where because we told it to store the value in here, if we hit y equals, we'll see that it stored our regression line in there, which is very nice. And then from there, if we actually want to see what this looks like, we can go onto our graph, where because it's zoomed in the wrong place, it's not going to show us what we want. So we're going to hit zoom stat, that option 9, and now we can see that correlation in action with our regression line, as that line fits through the data set pretty close at a couple of these points. It's a little far off on a couple more, but really this is about as good as it gets usually. And this isn't our only way we can get the regression line. The other way we could have done this is we could have used the linreg a plus bx version. It really isn't any different, except they just changed the names a and b. As you can see here, we now get a is the constant term and b is the coefficient of x. It's literally the same, it's just they switched the names. Don't worry too much about it. It does the same thing. Just be careful about which you put where if you use that version. And then the other thing we can do, if we want to, is pretend we're performing a t-test. Use linreg t-test. We can even have it store our regression equation if we want. So vars, yvars, function y1, because why not? Calculate, and we get a and b, where we just have to be careful to understand here that it presents a and b by default in the a plus bx form, whereas the homework and the book is going to assume you put it in the form ax plus b, but they don't call those a and b in the same way here, so it's not that big of a thing. Just be careful that they use different labels, understand which one of these is the coefficient and which one of these is the constant, but you end up in basically the same place either way, where, again, you have the added benefit of performing a t-test with this, and also you get a whole bunch of extra numbers that we're going to see are important in our last section of the semester.